Say more. We say more when we get online, I guess.
No, no, no. I'm talking about the just, people
Welcome everybody to the happy hour. We were already in a little bit of conversation, but I want to welcome y'all for joining us into our conversation. This is the BIPOC happy hour. We are Black, Indigenous, people of color, all come in to just sit and wind down after a hard day of work. And the conversation we're having today is talking about Mr. Page and his decision to come out of the closet, so to speak. So if we can continue.
but is it still coming out the closet? I'm trying to understand when you change to gender nonconforming, how does that the same technique? Is it something different?
Technique.
Well, I mean, I think, okay, so when you came out as gay, you didn't change any of the behaviors that you were doing. You were already doing those things that would qualify you as gay. You just had the ability to be proud of it, to not live in fear about it, to be willing to take the risk to state publicly who you are and what your identities are. It doesn't mean that you just change shit because you were, you know, we used to call that MSM, as in your email, you know, used to do
Right.
that behavior before, folks identify as gay, right? So you're engaging with men, having sex, being sexual with men, but you might not identify or call yourself gay, and you might not get to that point until you have the support system that you need to feel comfortable saying that. So I don't think it's any different around people's gender. I knew when I was 8 that my gender didn't conform to being female, but I continually got redirected about that. I continually got reminded how to be ladylike. I got continually reminded to cross my legs and, do things that girls do. Don't
Did
play
that
so
ever
hard.
work?
Don't be so rough. But that didn't change who I was internally. I just had to perform differently in public, right?
So her whole career now they're talking about changing everything to them and going back to. I mean, what is that? Is this a new thing now that everything now from this point forward, even the past things, has to be changed to they or them?
It's not new. I've been knowing they and them's for 20 years. It ain't nothing new. What's new is people's ability to access it. What's new is the fast online 5G internet where you can find anything you need in 2 seconds or less. That's what's new. Is the access to information. But people have been gender non-conforming for forever. We just have new language around it.
Confusing. And I've been gay for 20 years. And I'm still trying to figure out like at when we do this and we have to understand for myself how do I, where do I stay at or where am I at in understanding like how should I talk or how you know because for years I'm thinking this way, now I gotta think another way.
But Dennis, you've been. I think we all have these skills, right? So, how would you feel if I walked into the office in a dress?
I would say that's different, but you
Weird.
know me.
You would say that's different because I don't conform to the gender stereotype that girls wear a dress. I have I have breasts and I have a vagina, so therefore I'm identified as female, right? But I don't perform my gender in that way. And I frankly never have. The first time I met your brother in real life, he was like, "Why are you so hard? Why are you in a jogging suit?" you know, right? So I think it's because, the redirection of that is messaging that we get. But you have been knowing me as a gender non-conforming person for more than 30 years.
Ooh, you
You
know,
just haven't switched up your language to honor what you already know about me. That's why you
That
be slipping up and calling me a girl sometimes,
okay.
right? But I know
Checkmate.
it's in love. Like I know you're not trying to. I know that when it comes to me, you're not specifically trying to be like fuck you and your gender.
No,
You know what
because
I'm
you are
saying?
my sister-in-law for real, for real.
Right.
So that has been part of me for what? I mean, we've been through a lot of things together in our life, and you were married to my brother, actually. So I mean, oh, I know we have a different kind of lifestyle because we were, not traditional with our spouses when we were married. With that being said,
Oh Lord.
but I'm still human, because I get some things mixed up sometimes. I'm
Bless
looking at
your
you,
heart.
but she's my sister-in-law first and foremost. Then we can get around to everything else. But when you change, like I'm looking at this actor for years, this actor now said, I'm gonna be them. I want to change everything from back then to now. I'm like, does it take all that?
Well, to go from Ellen
Right.
to
That's what I
to
agree.
Ellen to Elliot, I mean, what is? I don't understand why that has to be a big stretch. They're only going from Ellen to Elliot, and to correct everything, just to leave her dead character alone. I mean, what is the problem with that? You really only knew that the last name was Page anyway. You really only knew by sight, so it's not like you really know by the name. Why? What's the big issue about it? Going from Ellen to Elliot.
You know, Ray, each time we have a conversation, you try to make things so simple. And the mind doesn't work that way all the time. And I try to be like real. You think, like, listen, my mind just can't switch on a dime like that. And seeing things that just let me show, because then you get into the semantics.
Why do we have to go to semantics? Now you want to take it to the micro level instead of just the basic question. Why is it so hard to understand that Ellen want to be Elliot? Plain, simple, done.
I understand what you're saying. It's simple. So if I take the simple method and I can go down that road and just be a simple-minded individual, and I didn't think about this, but I want to understand, because when I address these people, or let me see,
You're making it more than what it is.
I'm not trying to.
They're the
I'm just
same
trying to figure
person
it
they
out.
were last week. They just telling you something different.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Next subject.
How do you feel about it, Bobby? We hadn't heard your mouth all night. You cannot deprive us of your thoughts.
Hey, I've been out the closet. I'm too big up for a closet. I mean, you know what I am. As you see me, I'm a man, so I can't answer something or go on something that I really can't talk about.
So let me ask you a question, Bobby.
I just respect people, whoever they want me to call. I make mistakes. I have called some people she, some people he.
But it's not an evil purpose.
But some people correct you. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be corrected. You know what I'm saying? Right. Once they correct you, if you go back and continue to call him he or she, now you're being completely disrespectful.
Correct.
So, but okay. This is difficult when you say that, because I'm accepting. I understand being accepting. I'm not trying to not be accepting, but also at the same time, when you want me to speak about these subjects and be on the plane that everybody else is and be fair, when I look at you, I'm looking at an individual, and then I see something different because you tell me to say this. And sometimes my mind resorts back.
Okay, how do you say that? And you've just had the conversation with your brother-in-law. Just had this whole conversation. How do you speak those words now and say you have an understanding? Difficult if you're doing this over 20 years with your brother-in-law.
But that's my question, because if I'm gay president, what about people who are not in this whole thing? How are they making decisions on these things that's going on? How are they? Go ahead.
I apologize. No, I apologize.
Because I'm in the field. I know I have a person next to me who's an expert, and I'm still having these questions about how do I, in my mind, make it work, make it each time, because I know each time you want me to call you they or them or he, and it's a conscious effort to keep doing that, not to be rude, but you know, if you follow this actor for
A little
years,
bit, it's a little bit different when you have a ongoing history with somebody, right? If I was super adamant about my pronouns and like it was really an important thing to me, then I would take the effort and make the time to correct you. I also know that, you know, there is a thing about like culture, right? So it is very common in our, you know, BIPOC, specifically Black queer community, to be all girl and girl and girl.
Big. Regardless
I've been-
who it is.
right? I've been in situations where it's a bunch of trans masculine or trans identified men who are girling each other because that is the cultural dialect. It's not about I see you as a girl. It's like, girl, I got the tea.
Yes.
Different, right?
Yes.
You know,
I
Right.
agree with
So
that.
when I walk in the room and Dennis, you like, girl, I got the blah blah blah, the 411. I'm not taking that as an insult to my gender. But if I'm saying, Dennis, can you know, try to use they, them pronouns, and you continually disrespect that, then that's going to be a different thing. I've never actually said that to you. I've never said, Dennis, I really need you to use they and them pronouns with me. Because I have an understanding that we have a relationship that's way beyond pronouns. And when you are referring to me as she, you're not actually talking about, you know, Roxanne E. Pyle Anderson, the given name that was given to me by my parents, right? You know, like I have an understanding, an in-depth understanding that that's not what you're doing,
but
right?
not going to that sort of thing with you is okay. But that's when I get into the weeds with other people. That's, you know, I do the same thing, like girls, and that is a classic situation for me because I am that kind of, you know, girl or sissy. So yes, when it happened, I don't mean it that way, but then you got to think about, oh, I messed up again.
but no, you got to also think about it. You know, in the straight community, how they used to call us faggots. You understand? Until we set them straight and let them know that, hey, I'm not a faggot. That's one word you can't call me. You feel what I'm saying? You can call me
That was ass whooping words.
you can call me gay or something like that, but faggot, that's not a word you use. So if you tell a person one time, don't call me a faggot, excuse the words that I'm using, you all. If don't call me a faggot, but you know, and they continue on calling you that, that's very disrespectful.
But that's the same.
Regardless of how much you may say you got Alzheimer's, oh, you remember how to pick up that cane, you can remember how to call my name. You understand what I'm saying?
Bobby, that's the same thing in using the word bitch. Bitch, you know, it
is not. No, it is not. It's nowhere near the same as me calling my best friend or girlfriend, what's going on, bitch? Or bitch, I got the tea or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's, oh, girl, we are not the same age, but we grew up with the same people. You understand? Girl and Miss Thang and Miss Honey, that has been going on for years. But faggot, we all know don't use that word. You understand what I'm saying? Regardless if a queen can't even call another queen a faggot because you get your ass whooped. You feel me?
Is that derogatory?
Is that right? So, you know, why would you accept someone else to call you that? I know you call me that. That's a fight. All my friends that you know, there's one word I don't play with. You call me bitch. You call me anything else.
Well, I'm home, so.
So I don't understand when you make that reference about, you know, saying that certain words that they can use, but other words they can't.
It's about consent, Dennis, you know, which I know sometimes is a hard word in the gay men's community. It's about consent. And I have been consenting to allow you to refer to me as she. At some point, I may demand for that to change, right? So it's like if you decide that you don't want me to call you Dennis anymore and that you want to go by D, and I keep calling you Dennis, at some point you may have to say, hey, remember I said my name's D now. And then I have a responsibility as somebody who wants to be in community with you to remember that and express that the next time. That doesn't mean people don't forget. And if you mess up somebody's pronouns, you say, oops, I'm sorry, still learning, still trying to figure it out, and move the fuck on.
Right.
You ain't gonna keep apologizing about it and being all shamed and embarrassed. It's like, oops, I forgot. You changed your name, moving on. Next thing.
It's that
Oh,
simple.
you.
It's that simple.
Yeah, just
Sorry.
like,
Bam.
like the
Bam.
women don't
Boom.
like the word bitch. You know what I'm saying? Some women just don't like that word. I have a best friend. You can't call her, even if we're like bitch, I'd be like, excuse me, boy, I'm so sorry. She just hate that word. You know what I'm saying? But she know I'm not coming to her to disrespect her. But I'm just so used to, I call 99.9% of my friends bitches when we talk. You know what I'm saying? When I come to her, I got to catch myself. And she know that. I'm like, oh, I apologize, girl. You know, good. Look what happened. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's all about the approach. But if I continue to call her bitch on purpose and she done told me not to call her that, that's very wrong. That's very disrespectful.
So is this construct, where does this idea come from that now this gender non-conforming and correct names, is this something that's now going to be a part of everything we do and change the whole dynamics of us being gay? Because it was simple before. Now with these different languages and different people and different things, you know, I want to go back and being straight now because I'm just like confused.
It's all about you living your truth. Bottom line. What's true to you, what's true to you, what works for you doesn't work for everybody. You live your truth.
What the hell does that mean?
I know you. I swear you know how to poke your best friend, Uncle Ray.
I know how to ask the right questions. Live your truth. You know who you are, what kind of person you are, what you do, what all applies to you. That's your truth, not anybody else's truth. Everybody lives their own life.
See, you each time have these cliche answers.
That's not a cliche. You do have your own life. Well, what's cliche is when you die, can't nobody die for you. When I die, can't nobody die for me. So everybody lives their own life and they have their own truth to their life. So if my truth is that I am trapped in a man's body and I am a full-blown beast, that's my truth, regardless of what anybody says. And you should respect me because I'm telling you my truth, regardless of what anybody says.
And if it's my truth, I feel like a man on Tuesday and a woman on Thursday. I'm non-binary.
You damn skippy, right.
That's how I feel. That's the way I am. So
that's your truth.
That's my
truth. If I want to be a Chinese man, I can do that if it's my truth.
If that's your truth,
they got white powder for your face. So I mean, hey,
they got a geisha dress out there for you.
They sure do. And I swear, one of them girls they can do that do. You feel me?
Right, you can powder up with some arrows.
See, y'all, I guess I'm just basic because I see that we're never going to come to an understanding.
No, they're just like that's in color.
Who's not coming to an understanding?
African American. They call us African Americans. They call us black, and they call us niggers. Which one you want to be considered as?
I don't know.
Why
not? Why you don't know? You're over 50. Why you don't know what you want to be titled as?
Would you like to be called a nigger?
I mean,
is that how you address?
Not nigga, but nigger. You understand?
Okay, in certain situations, it depends on where it's coming from.
No. See, these people ain't talking about in certain situations. This is the way they identify themselves. Every day. So are you a black person, an African American, or a nigger?
Some nigger. You got to put some nigger. You just some old nigger.
But at some point, I've been all those things.
I mean, of course, we all have under their breath to me, especially. So I don't know anything else.
Well, Sana, how would you say it? How would you explain it?
Right? In this Hey, I think they already told you. Respect how people want to identify, and that's it.
That's
Yeah,
You
all.
won't. You're not gonna go to your friend Bozo the clown,
I prefer
knowing he's Bozo.
Yeah, you should.
I don't know. Maybe I got issues about this newfangled thing because when I was younger, it was gay, and that was a simple thing. You were gay. What else is it?
When you were younger, they had slavery too, but we're done with that.
When you was younger, birth certificates was on stones. So,
We done with that, so let's move on.
you don't upgrade the paper. So,
Okay. I'm not gonna touch that one.
Now we just have to be kidding. Things change. You have to be moving. You have to be adaptive. Nothing is ever meant to stay the same.
just like fashion.
Right.
One
The
day
more
you in,
things
and the
change,
next day out.
what is it? The more things change, the more they actually stay the same.
So, what do you consider yourself as? As gay, a bear, an otter? There's many names that we can give you. So, what do you consider yourself as?
Yeah.
What's
How do you live your truth?
Okay, what's an otter?
I don't know because I don't consider
A,
myself
a skinny hairy man. A skinny hairy man.
Now I've been called a bear before, so I
A
think
fat
that
hairy man. A fat man or a fat hairy man.
I have been called a bear before, so I don't know if that.
And bears are not fat. We are thick.
They
Right.
are, but I'm gonna say they voluptuous.
Don't get it twisted.
Y'all are voluptuous to me.
You could
Is
be
that is that another term that we
Huh?
have to? Is that another term that we're coining? The bear, the otter, and what was the rest of
Yeah,
them?
I mean they call people. You got the
Yeah.
twins.
You got the geckos.
I don't know about no geckos, but
Yeah, you
I
make
don't
it
care if they got geckos. The real skinny, the ones that's super skinny and have no hair on them, are called geckos.
wow.
This is,
I thought they was twinks.
Twink
Oh
is
my
you got to be a certain
God.
age, Bobby. Twinks, you are up under you in the early 20s, 21. Twinkies,
Oh,
yeah, that's the
I thought
so
age.
those are twinks, and then you got geckos. That's just
You got
could be
geckos,
40
the
years
most
old.
skinny. They could be they old ass
They could be 40 and
skinny.
be this small.
Right.
Oh Lord.
Oh, okay.
And the otters have hair. Because you see the body of an otter is long and slender. I don't know if they call women otters, but I would think that'd be kind of
I
messed
think
up.
they have their own slang. Us men have so many other things. I swear.
Right.
I never heard of
I'm
gecko.
his.
That's the first.
Yes,
So when I see
gecko.
them old skinny people say, "Hey, gecko,"
I don't know if they're gonna. They
could
might
you
be a
give
little
me a
mad
better?
at you.
Could you give me a better rate on my car insurance?
You gonna get beat up.
I don't, what
It's
do they
like,
call
give me
women?
a better rate.
Huh?
You said they got words for women too?
You have to ask
Wow.
our female counterparts about that. Hey, Chris.
I have no clue what they call women. I didn't know. I only knew the bear thing. I never know about the gecko. And
They
I
call
thought,
them lesbians, femme, woman. You have.
I don't know. Do you have any advice for us, Simon?
I know they got the bull dagger
I've
and stuff
never
like
heard
that.
of this shit. This is all new for me. I'm
Well, the
learning.
geckos is for
But see,
guys. We talking about for
bull
women.
daggers derogatory? Isn't bull daggers derogatory?
I have no idea. I'm bisexual.
Right.
So
I have no idea.
don't bother.
I don't know. My aunts and my grandmother used to say that all the time. Goddamn bull dagger.
Right. My grandmother did too.
I heard that too in your generation. That sure did.
Yeah, they said that back in the old days.
So I don't know what phrases that we coined now that is okay to use with this new gender non-conforming stuff. I'm figuring out, do we use bull dagger? Can we use anything like that?
Y'all, I got a question. I read across a picture of a dish, and I was wondering if y'all could help me translate my dish that I wanted to order. Could y'all help me out with it if I show it to y'all?
Translate a dick or a dish?
A dish.
Is it okay?
Now,
So Kevin,
Oh,
Hell
no.
no.
What's
What
your
would
gender?
y'all do with that?
You know what? Wasn't that in the Good Housekeeping fucking cookbook or some shit? Was in the 70s?
I know. I just got it today, and I'm trying to figure out what
I've seen that shit.
is it? Is that carrots and peas?
It's literally a carrot cake. It's carrot and pea. No, it's Thanksgiving dinner and a cake. It's Thanksgiving dinner cake.
Literally, it has carrots, peas, turkey. I don't know
Noodle,
what that black stuff is.
Would
maybe
y'all
green.
eat it? Would y'all eat something like that?
Ain't that
Never.
Thanksgiving dinner?
And then it's gelatin on top.
Yeah, that's some white
That's creepy. Would y'all eat something like that?
I have
Yeah.
No.
But y'all had
Never
that
did.
for Thanksgiving. You show me your plate from Thanksgiving, Dennis. Did you say didn't cook that?
No, Dennis can't cook that fine.
No, Thanksgiving
No, that's-
dinner. Didn't he say dude cook like that? He
No,
had that
no. This you can pull out every item. The dude that cooked at Dennis's house, everything looked like tofu.
right. Burnt meat. It all looked like burnt meat.
It looked like tofu. You know,
Burnt
tofu
flesh.
don't really have no that shape, that squirrel shape don't really do nothing. Yeah, it all look like that with different colors.
Yeah, and stuff.
Well,
I
you
just want
know,
y'all to help me with that for a second, because I thought that was a dish
He's everything.
that's
look
not
like
to eat by myself.
everything look like tofu, boy. Oh.
So Kevin, I'd like to
you know
ask you a
what's
question.
funny? That
I want to ask Kevin that same question
What?
about your gender.
What about it?
How do you identify?
I identify as a cis male.
What is that?
That's a unique.
That the doctor that slapped me on my ass when I was just coming out my mama cooch, he pronounced me a certain thing that I to this day agree that I grew into. Yep. That gender.
And it
So
has
the
no
gender,
name?
the gender I was assigned as at birth is my cis part. Feel me?
I don't understand.
I don't understand it either. You might want to talk to somebody in the program of human sexuality, but that's the term that we use these days. And you know, hey, when in Rome.
So you a cis what?
Cis male.
Cis male.
Cis biological male. Yes.
So that means you can't be a fag or anything like that.
Oh, I could be a big old faggot.
So are you a bear or a cub? What was the other ones?
an otter,
Well, I
a
would
gecko,
A gecko,
a gecko. What the fuck
a
is a gecko?
twink,
a bull dagger.
Oh hell no! Stop! Don't use that language.
a copper muncher.
That shit offends me.
Yeah,
That's
that's oh
too.
Lord.
I
A
actually,
fur burger eater, you know, eating a fur burger. That's what they call it in Jamaica.
Fur burger.
so
Fur
your
burger.
pronouns are what, Kevin? They, them, they?
Well,
peanut butter
my
pie.
pronouns are he, him, they, them.
Oh.
Yep.
So, do you find it, Dennis, that it'd be difficult for you to start someone that just comes in the next day says, "Please, no longer use those male terms to define me. I go by him.
He's gonna
I
keep
go
arguing
by
them down.
they or them." Can you
You ain't gonna
agree
do
to
it.
call them by they and them?
He ain't gonna do what's right.
Because I know they gonna get mad if you don't call them by their name.
Now, if you came in here or Kevin came in here or something to ask me to change our gender, and I was supposed to talk to y'all that way, it's gonna be a little difficult for me to get to that situation.
Why? We already call each other bitch.
And girl, but that's different, Kevin.
Right?
Like,
Just
How's
like
it
the and
different?
girl, and ain't none of us girls.
How's the difference? I'm not
because-
a girl.
But that's
So,
just
exactly.
I don't like to be called girl.
I don't like to be called girl either, but
I
I don't
hate that.
trip
I
either.
hate that. I don't like that.
It ain't nothing to trip about though.
But yeah, you're not
No,
gonna
it
fight
ain't
because
nothing
that's an
about, but-
old thing.
Huh?
Right.
That's an old thing is calling people girl.
Yeah, exactly. But still, to this day,
Yeah.
people don't
We
like
did
that.
it. We did it growing up in my neighborhood.
Kevin, you use the word bitch a lot. Bitch.
I sure do.
Yeah, but that don't mean male or female.
Nope.
It don't mean
I-
it don't mean a dog or a cat.
I,
It
I
means
call
just
I call niggas bitches all the fucking time. Yep.
it's the tone. It's all in tone.
Exactly. Well, and if it fits the description of the modern term bitch. If you a bitch ass, you a bitch. And
Isn't
it's
it derogatory?
It's not. It's derogatory, but I don't think it's gender specific at all.
No, it's not
However,
gender
I would
specific.
watch it using that word towards a person who is either a cis female, a transgender female, or any female of any whatever. I just would watch using that word because it has such a historical context. You feel me?
But cis male just means the gender you had at birth.
That you were assigned at birth by some total stranger. Yes.
Right. So that means that somebody told you that you was a cis male. And you accept
No,
it.
somebody told me that I was a male. Someone told me
They
that I
looked
was a
at
male.
you and
They
saw
told
a
my parents
penis.
that I was a male.
They saw a penis dangling and said, "This is a male child." There was no slit, so they didn't say female.
Well, no. See, and that's where we get the mistakes, though, because a lot of times doctors are making these decisions about what gender they feel the person is in a flash, in a heartbeat. They're only looking at you for a couple of seconds, then they're on to delivering the next baby. You understand what I'm saying? So
no, because I don't understand. If
Well,
you
they're
see, if you
No,
they're
see
only
a
supposed to
something
look at.
dangling,
Well, if the doctor's delivering a baby and the baby comes out, I mean, come on, let's keep it real. They're only looking to see
if it's an
a couple
outie
of
or
for one or
Hold
two
on.
things. They're looking for one or two things.
Can I finish, Kevin? Can I finish?
No, because y'all didn't let me
They're all-
finish. No, y'all didn't let me finish. So before you get to making your point, let me finish my point.
Go
Which
ahead.
is that these motherfuckers only take a second to see whatever they think they see. So, and I don't know if y'all knew that some people are born with parts or born with things that maybe look like a certain thing but might not be a certain way. It's all about this presentation or our perception of the presentation of their genitals in that moment. Now, some of those same children will grow up again feeling that they are not in the right body because the assigned gender given to them by these a total stranger and their motherfucking parents, is this one thing that they feel that they are not. And so then that's when the whole
Oh, I think we lost Kevin.
Okay, so now look,
Oh,
this
that's
is what
good,
this is what I was saying. When you are born, and the doctor, they look.
Okay,
to see
right.
if you
Thank you.
got-
Good point. I'm
Can I
sorry.
finish, Kevin?
Yeah, you can finish, baby.
When you come out, they're looking to see. First of all, you got all 5 fingers, all 5 toes, and you're healthy. Whatever. And the
If there's a
fact,
dangle.
yes, do you have a penis or do you have a twat?
Some
That's basically how I know, Kevin. There are exceptions to the rule. I get it. But what I'm trying to tell you is that is all that they're looking for at the time. I don't get
Right.
what's wrong with that. I don't get what the problem is there. You're
No
too
one's
young to
saying-
be identified as anything else but what you were born as. I was
No,
born a
what-
man. Let me finish, Kevin.
I ain't
I
talking.
was born a man, a boy, or whatever. But all my life growing up, I thought I was a girl. And I dressed up in girl clothing and did different things that resembled a girl. And I knew that I was uncomfortable with that. I was uncomfortable with that for a very, very long time.
Uncomfortable with which part? Dressing up as a girl or being a guy?
A girl. I had no problem being a guy because I knew that's what it was with me. But I mean, that's who I was with inside. I knew I was a guy that liked guys, that liked, you know what I mean? I was a dude that liked guys. I knew that from a very young age. But
and you were born a cis male.
When I'm growing
Still
up,
like dressing up in girls' clothes?
huh?
Do you still like dressing up in girls' clothes?
Hell no, I despise it.
So you stopped that when you was younger?
I stopped that like my 20s.
So
saved and
so were you
sanctified.
born a cis male or you know what I'm saying?
I
Were
was
you
born a man. I was
Okay.
born a
You
man.
were born-
okay. Because some people are born with both sexes. and
That
some
too.
People are born with something like you said, that
Exactly.
look like it.
Gender is
Not
more than
just
gender.
shit, that was
And then you have parents that automatically, if you feel like you're this way, they automatically tend to that.
I think that
because you have some people that if they look like a female and they're a boy, they continue to dress them like a girl. You know what I mean? You got some people that literally does that. So It can
Well,
be different ways. The doctor is gonna call whatever he sees. So if you see
in
both,
that moment.
maybe something. If you see something that
Yeah, how
looks
do you
like
do
it,
it?
until
Well,
they
and,
do
and
some.
Roxanne brought a good point that it ain't just about the genitals. I think that's by default. That's what everyone who it hasn't dealt with the who hasn't looked outside of the gender binary. That's a lot of times when we have trouble kind of putting our heads around is that it doesn't just mean their genitals. It's everything else, like the way that they feel. It's, you know what I'm saying, what they in their heart identify as. I mean, I'm sorry, y'all see this all the time, and it was cool to call girls that did more masculine things tomboys. You know what I'm saying, as they're younger. But you know, as soon as they hit teenage years or something, that we're changing the word to okay, well, we feel they are is, you know, if we think they're a BT or whatever that word was you were saying, Dennis, the bull word, you know, all those kind of things that we come up with to describe other people that are not us. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all,
But some of these things that I get from those people that make those comments on what they are.
some of what things you get from them. What do you mean?
Like, you know, I mean, I used to work at the 90s a long time ago. I met a girl one day, and she I don't know what to call her.
Is this female?
Yes, I think she was born a female. Okay.
So you assume?
Huh?
So you assume?
I didn't assume. She said she was born a female. But she came to me one day and said, my dick is bigger than yours. She had a strap on. And she said, you know, she was kind of like, I'm the bulldog. I'm you know, like, she was a tough one.
She's the more masculine of the two, is what you're saying.
But she told you that from the beginning. Her dick was bigger than yours. You should have known what she was.
But she didn't identify as being a transgender male, right?
Not at that time. This is a while back.
Okay.
She
no, let's talk about them though. Them FTMs, you don't know who they are. I'm being honest with you. I'm like, are you a dude? And then me being bi and go with both. That's when I said you got reproductive organs and you look like a sexy dude, man. You can't do that. There's some shit that would fit for you. I mean, I don't need no strap on. I need exactly what they got.
Bless your heart, that's a lot for me to handle.
I think that FTMs, y'all ever seen some of them?
Well, yeah.
No, we're not doing that. No, just stop that one. I'm too young.
What's FTM?
Female
to male.
Female turn to male.
Female turn to male. We can't say FTTTTM, Ray.
What?
Female turn to male. You had extra letters and shit.
You hear extra stuff. That was just one thing. Turn male.
Who is that laughing?
She identified as being a bulldogger back then.
Well, see, that was back in the antiquated language.
That was back in the 20s. That was 20s and 30s when you were first out there.
But no, she had to let me know that she was confident, that she was a man too, that she had everything that I have, you know, because I mean, it was like a competition or something.
No, she was living. She was living. She had a plastic dick.
And she said, but she was basically saying she could put it down better than you ever could think about putting it down for a girl.
No, so she basically told you the fucking truth. Her dick was bigger than yours.
Bigger than yours.
You understand what I'm saying? So,
and stay hard 24/7.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Ray.
If you believe,
I was gonna say.
Right, and stay hard 24.
Never.
Ow,
what happened? Would you say, Connor?
Never go down.
Okay.
You don't need Viagra.
Right. Well, and it comes with a whole lot less issues and shit too. A lot less drama.
Right, but they were head of security, so I mean, you knew.
No, you didn't know.
But
so now you got issues with people being their true self and not have to use word like bulldog. No, I'm trans or whatever. You have issues.
I don't know if I have issues or not. That's not my issue. No, I don't have issues. I just, life is getting away with some of these things that y'all talking about. Everyday life, when you approach these situations, you know, you don't know what to bring. Sometimes, I mean, like when she came to me talking about holding her plastic thing and stuff like that, and looking at me like I was short. I'm like, what do you do?
I kind of lost you in that one.
Yeah, you said something about short dogs in the house.
Right.
No, I mean, when she was there, she always looked at me if I was short. Like, you know, I got all this, I got girls, I got this and the other. You know, you ain't like me. I'm head of security. I'm a, you know.
Bro, did you try to make a slur out of being short?
I don't know if it was a short mechanism. It's just the fact that she seemed like I'm more man than you.
Because he said short.
She said short dick. She said short dick. Is that what you saying?
Okay, she's never seen my penis, so I don't know what she's thinking about.
Oh, so then you talking about short. Okay, you was talking about short, the real short. Okay, I'm gonna need you to stop being a shorter pole, for real. Don't be talking shit about short people. Go ahead.
No, I didn't use it in that perspective. I used it in the fact that she looked at me as if, you know, she was better than me because I was a fag and she had a dick and I couldn't do what she can do.
Well, you can't. You can't do what she can do with a strap on, and she can't do what you can do with one that's attached. So you should have been comfortable in that fact.
But the way she was making it seem like that, because y'all made that comment, it always say hard, it's bigger than yours, and my girl's like it, and I know how to work it.
You felt intimidated by that?
It sounds like he did.
I hear the intimidation.
I hear intimidation in that voice.
No, I wasn't intimidated. I was just shocked.
No, that ain't shock what we heard. We heard intimidation.
Okay, why would she refer to herself as a bulldagger?
Because that's what some people use that language back then.
Back in the 30s and the 20s, they used it back then.
And what it meant, doesn't it mean it just meant that she was a more masculine presenting, or she was the top in the relationship? Wasn't that like the context of the bull?
She was the bull. Yep.
Yes, she ran the whole situation. That was what she was trying to say. And she had a harem of women, this and the other. That she, you know, so I'm like, I don't.
She said, I'm a woman, hear me roar.
No, she had a harem of girls.
Oh, harem of women. Oh, right. So she okay.
And she thought she had something to
prove.
So you definitely was intimidated by all of
it. Yeah, he was intimidated by that.
I had no clue. Listen, I had
that
no
really sounds like a pissing contest.
Huh?
It sounds like a pissing contest.
And you lost.
Ray, you ain't shit today.
No, I'm just going what you said.
What is that opposed to standing up and sitting down? Is that what you mean?
What'd you say?
Is that opposed to standing up or sitting down when you pee?
I don't know.
What?
She had a
hair. No. Pissing contest is like, it's like they say shit like world leaders.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? That kind of shit. That's a pissing contest. Like trying to see who could piss the longest or piss the widest or whatever the fuck.
Who got the most there? She was jamming.
Is that the same thing as mansplaining?
She was saying she was well hung on your ass.
Right, and that my women love it. But she had a harem of women. Did you have a harem of boys around you?
Or a harem of women at the time, Dennis?
No, I didn't have a harem of women, but it did have men.
You had little boys.
Being security. That was easy access. I used to love being security. That's easy access to everything.
Yeah, you can fill up anybody, right?
I got you before you even go in the club and get to it. You won't know who I am. You feel what I'm saying? You're going to see me every time you walk around, every time you go outside.
You're going to love me.
Especially during Pride weekend. Oh, I was such a whore. But yeah, it was so much fun back then.
They had Pride 30 years ago?
Yes, we had Pride 30 years ago.
Okay.
Well, 30 years ago, I wouldn't know. I was only 10, 12.
So you don't clean it up now. Don't clean it up now.
That's more of your alley because I'm only 42. You feel me? But in DC had the best prides though, you know. Always,
I agree.
Always had, you know, until Atlanta got in, but Atlanta was all about sucking.
No.
I never went to Atlanta Pride.
Nikki, can I ask a question? Nikki, do you have a gender that you prefer?
What?
What do you mean by
What do you mean by agenda?
that you prefer.
Budget meeting. Roxanne O'Brien is on deck. Okay.
Can you be a girl or a boy?
Huh?
Which one are you, a girl or a boy? Are you a cis
I'm a
female or are you a cis
I'm a
male?
woman.
What? Oh,
I'm a
God.
female. I'm a woman.
He's a woman.
You're a woman. You're a female.
Y'all seen that? Y'all heard
I'm
that
a
song?
girl.
So you were born a woman?
Oh Lord,
Yes.
who's this at my door? Who is it?
Born a female.
A female. Okay, what you trying to get at, Dennis? I just popped on because
Right.
just
I'm trying to ask because we were talking
today
about
was Wednesday.
gender this evening, you know, what that means, because, you know, people want you to call them they, them, their, or, you know, some kind of female name. If you don't get it right, you know, people nowadays are getting you to I turn you out because you can't remember their gender pronoun. And they look
Yeah.
like a woman, act like a woman, all this kind of stuff, and then you call them a woman. Oh, I'm a male. You know, even some drag queens had a problem saying that, you know, if you call them a male, because they still got a beard or they still got an after shadow, but they're wearing a dress, they want to say you misidentified me. So how do you
Yo,
do?
you disrespectful. Why after shadow? You is so
Huh?
disrespectful.
I'm disrespectful asking a question.
No, it's just so funny. A beard in an after shadow. So, what do they want you to call them? Because you got me mixed up. I mean, they want a drag queen is a female impersonator. Now, are they a transsexual? That's two different things. You feel what I'm saying?
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So if they don't want to be a drag queen, me calling you sir or mister because you a male and woman impersonator. So every day you walk around looking like me, but at night you looking like you putting on a dress. You feel me? So which they trying to get called?
I don't know. See, because I know somebody like that told me the other day that they was not transgender or anything like that. They just female impersonator. When they're all boy when they come out that dress after they get off the stage.
Woo.
Right. Yeah, that's correct. Female impersonator.
A job is a job.
They don't use that term anymore, do they? But that's what we know it as.
Yeah, they're a drag queen.
So you're gonna change that name too, Kevin? Damn.
No, I ain't got nothing to do with that because I'm not in that industry. So I mean, I ain't got no control over that, buddy.
But I'm saying that they don't identify as a transgender, but they wear a dress at night, and in the morning time they're a boy.
That's fine.
Are they?
What's wrong with it?
Nothing's wrong with it. So when they got the dress on, you call them female. When they got the dress off, you call them male.
It's whatever they want to be called. It could be a boy in a dress. It could be whatever they say they want to be called.
You don't have the choice. You can't pick what they want to be called.
You can't make that choice for them.
But how would you know?
You asked them.
You asked them. Sorry, Kevin. I'm sorry, Kevin. Yeah, you have to ask them.
I mean, what's up with this nigga? I mean, what you done smoke? What y'all over there smoking? Consent is sexy. Thank you, Roxanne. Consent is sexy. So ask them what they
consent.
Huh?
What do you mean by consent?
What do you want them to call you?
You want them.
What do you want anybody to call you?
Dennis, that's what they give you the permission to call them whatever. If they say you can call them. That is consent. Permission.
When you tell people my name is Dennis, call me Dennis. I don't answer to any other those.
Don't call me sis, don't call me girl, don't call me Miss Thing, Miss Honey, Miss Thing, Miss Girl, Miss Queen. None of that.
Okay.
And then when they come up to you and say, smack me and call me a bitch, so you smack them and call them a bitch.
Right, exactly. You know that. Yep.
Okay. My question is not being answered, but y'all want to go around the bush.
What is the question?
Bushes are good in DC. You know, bushes are good in DC.
Them cherry blossoms.
Yes,
really.
they are.
I love them.
Sometimes naked trees are all right.
Fucking cherry blossom season, bitch.
No, them yum bushes. You know?
Yum.
So, Dennis, what is your question? That's not making sense.
So when you make this, okay, this person is not a drag queen or transgender, or maybe they are drag queen, I don't know. But if you just do it as a job and you get out of it and go home, are you he, him, or are you they?
What did they tell
You
you?
would ask
What
that
did they
person.
tell you? What did they tell you they were?
Yeah, that's drag. I mean, but what did they tell you? That
Yeah, that's drag. That's a female impersonator. That's it.
Or a male.
What did they tell you?
Because
What did
drag
they
kings are a
tell
thing
you?
too.
When you in drag, call me Mahogany. When I'm out of drag, call me Bobby. That's
Butch.
the thing.
You know?
You know what I'm saying? So they have two personalities. They schizo in a way.
Oh no,
No, I'm just saying you got two personalities. You know, 1 minute I'm dressing up, acting
They
like
Gemini.
this, and then when I'm out, call me this.
Well, that's
They got a
now they're describing multiple personality disorder, but no, I get it. I get what you're saying though. You know, call me by my name.
I'm not saying they mental or anything. I'm just saying it's like
Yeah, that's true. You can't never go wrong. You can never go wrong with anybody if you call them by their name. You don't
Or if you call
offend
them
nobody.
Bay. That's right.
Because Bay, they don't
They.
might not want to be known as they.
I said they. Yep, they's
Because
it's a
they
neutral.
always coming over fucking my shit up. But I don't want them to
They
do
could
it
be
again.
anybody.
They can be everybody.
you know,
They're
I
not
call
anybody.
everybody hun. All right, hun. But you know, some people get offended by that.
By saying
yeah.
the word hunt, to see you next Tuesday word.
Yeah, hun. They don't like that word. So I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
apologize. It's just a habit.
Or deer.
Huh?
You know, like
Well,
yes, dear.
Dear, yeah. Dear is kind of condescending.
Because I've said yes, dear, and
Many times people-
that gets side.
But if those are terms of endearment,
Or boo or bae. All right, babe.
If that person tells you they are.
oh my God! Again,
We're going back to the same thing.
Is,
if I don't agree with the word bitch, you don't have the right to use it.
Absolutely. Same thing as
If
telling
I
these
don't-
white people in the word nigga. No,
Right.
if I ain't tell you can use that word around me, bitch, don't use that word around me. And yep, I said
Right.
bitch.
Don't
You being
use
a
it
bitch
around.
right now,
You shouldn't
using that word nigga.
You don't use it around. You shouldn't be using that word at all.
Just because people call them by their name.
I'm very aware of the fact that a lot, there's a whole generation or two of black kids out there that had made it all right for their cool white friend to use the N-word. So that's why I'm specific with that, and I say around me, nigga, don't use it, because I can't stop Rufus and Day Day and them from not tripping about your shit.
Fighting your ass.
You know what I'm saying? Right, because they'll want to fight me, because you know what I'm saying, if I talk some shit, but that's on y'all. If y'all got that shit, then that's y'all. But if you around me, white person, you do not, you don't even need to think about it. If you hear the shit coming on a fucking song, bleep yourself. That's work.
You make a bleep out the song too?
Yes. I don't give a fuck who it is saying it, who you singing along with, Jay-Z, bitch. It could be God.
It's an Eminem song.
Yeah.
That's
wait till I leave the room. Wait till I'll drop you off. Wait till you drop me off. Whatever the case may be, don't use that shit while I'm in your circumferentiation.
What if it's in reference, Kevin?
Ain't no in reference nothing. Nigga, you don't need to be. If you were reading Tom Sawyer, okay. If you were reading, reading NWA's fucking police, okay. But no, there ain't no other reason you have to use that fucking word, period. You say you my homie, you my boy, you my king, there's so many words you can
use. You my dog. You use the word dog.
Nigga. That ain't up to you to say ever, white person. So
Black person.
Black people need to stop saying it too, though.
100. Nobody need to use that.
We don't say nigger.
Well, we don't say.
What do you say?
We say nigga.
Yeah,
and what's the difference? Because spelling makes a difference.
Nah, man.
Well, for us it does. We don't say nigger.
Yeah, well, we know the difference, right? I get it, but if I still hear white motherfucker say nigga, even with the A, I'm still gonna light into you.
No, we ain't talking about white folks. We talking about me and you.
Yeah.
We already got to know that anyone outside of this circumference zone of color should not be shouldn't be calling us no N-words.
It's
unless
called a
they call me
safe space. This is a safe space at the moment.
But you know, but
The hard
if
R.
it was just us and I'm calling you, what's up, nigga? You know what I mean? That's not
Yeah, my
me.
nigga.
I have a
Just please,
correction, y'all. Got a correction. They just announced on the news that the
Who
coronavirus,
is that laughing?
what is it? The
vaccine.
vaccine does
Oh, child.
not have any harm, does not cause any harm to people on HIV medicines or anything with HIV.
Well, good for people on
Okay.
HIV medicine.
It does not have any side effects. I mean, so far, they haven't found any side effects or anything that would cause any
That is
problems
good.
with HIV medication.
We should be having. They should be putting that out soon. I say before the 15th. I think
We're putting what out?
that vaccine.
Well,
Yeah, it's gonna be out before the end of the year. Yep. They
they'll
already
be
I
at
think
the end
it-
of the year for people in the hospitals and old people in nursing homes.
No, I'm saying
By
I
the end
think
of the
it
year.
should be out, but they still say Dr. Fauci say even though they have it out, they have it, you still have to wear. You still will have to
The
wear a
mask.
mask
Yeah.
because
Oh
you
yeah,
still,
no, they're not taking away from the
because you
mask.
still can transmit it. You still can put it out there, and other people can get it, even though if you catch it, it's just like the flu. You know what I mean? So, but people have to still wear masks, and you still will have to stay 6 feet apart.
Wash their hands with their
and
nasty
wash their
asses.
hands. This is not going to be something that just go away. This is going to be here
Right.
forever.
We have to stay vigilant.
Anybody got any announcements they want to get out? Because last call for alcohol. Bobby?
That old country boy market.
So Lucius, Lucius,
Hey, we
He's
were going
late.
to a New Year's Eve party for January 31st.
yes,
For January 31st.
You mean
What's
December?
going December 31st?
Yes,
Yeah, because New Year's gonna be gone by then.
Right.
It's gonna be real gone.
POC will be doing a New Year's Eve party on December 31st
Yeah.
at 10 p.m. on Zoom. So stay tuned for information on our Facebook page or also on our website. That's December 31st, New Year's Eve party. We're gonna have contests, we're gonna have giveaways, we're gonna be doing it up. We're gonna have singers,
We're gonna do live.
you know.
So you said we're gonna keep advertising it.
And we're going to do the countdown, the countdown for New Year's.
And then we have to kiss somebody.
Countdown.
The closest person. Where's Yo-Yo?
We're gonna drink.
I gotta make sure, Yo-Yo
But
got
guess
it.
what? Don't forget about that old Country Boy Mobile Market. Real soon. That old Country Boy Mobile Market. We'll be in the neighborhood selling them fresh produce, vegetables, and fruit, and different things like that. As time goes on, will be more. But also, and we are all major social media platforms. So follow us to keep updates. Also, Barbara Leroy's Closet. If you're looking for a gift for your father, your brother, your uncle, your friend, don't forget about Barbara Leroy's Closet. You get them made, the body butters, body scrubs, and I'm doing a Hennessy smell brand.
A Hennessy smell.
Yes, Hennessy. Everyone love that Hennessy. So I'm gonna
A Hennessy smell.
I'm gonna be smell like an alcoholic. Yeah.
You're gonna have that scent of Henny.
Oh, it's a mess.
It actually smells good. So check it out.
Well, I mean, if you like smelling like a drunk, I'm sure
you won't actually smell the alcohol.
It's like Jack Daniel's glaze and Friday. I get it. It's like
oh, it's a glaze.
No,
that you go glaze. Our Henny calls.
Because the lambs are screaming, yeah.
Oh, y'all are terrible. Y'all are terrible. Well, we want to thank everybody for joining us again here for another episode of the BIPOC Happy Hour. Please continue to keep checking in with us. We always got something new and something informative to talk about. And we appreciate every time you all check in with us. Send us an email. Let us know you're thinking about us. We're always here, and we'll catch you all the next time.
You beating up, right?
Everybody.